Like, are people literally just walking down their hallways and counting their bedrooms? One, two, three, four. $1 million. No one told me this. And you know how I found this out? My wife and I were sitting at the counter of this builder, and this woman slides this building price sheet in front of us. And I look down at the price sheet. My wife looks down at the price sheet. I keep looking at the price sheet. My wife looks at me and she's looking at me. And you can tell when someone's looking at you and their eyes are just beaming you in the side of your head. I don't break my glance. I keep looking at the paper and I look up at the saleswoman. And it was at that moment, first thought came to my mind. We got a god darn crisis in the real estate market down here. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Kareem with NewTX Realty. I am a real estate broker and an investor here in the Dallas area. Basically, I'm just going to be shedding some information just on this unaffordability crisis. My wife and I, we literally drive down streets and we look at houses. And while we've been doing this, we've been noticing that almost every house is $1 million now. And we were asking each other, we're like, hey, like, are people literally just walking down their hallways and counting their bedrooms? One, two, three, four. $1 million. Is this what people are doing? Like, just thinking of some arbitrary number? Because this is insane. We are literally trying to figure this out, like what is going on. So here we are. It's a CNN article, and it just came out in November of 2023. This is the least affordable market since 1984. It's getting worse. The last time America's housing market was this unaffordable, Ronald Reagan was in the White House. That blows my mind. And then it goes on to say, it now takes nearly 41% of the median household's monthly income to cover the principal and interest payments on a median priced house. We're going to break that down. Let's start right here where it says 41% of the median household's monthly income. So when we think of median, we think of in the middle. So we have some people that make less than the median. We have some people that make more than the median. So what is the median income here in the United States? Real median household income was $74,580 in 2022. Now, when we think of this figure, when I have conversations with people, they just think, oh, well, everyone's out here. Well, that means people make roughly, you got some people make more, some people make less. No. This is household income. So that means it's you. That means it's your spouse. That means it may be your mother, your father, your uncle. It may be 5 of y'all living in this one house. And that total household income is that right there. The combined income that everyone working in the house is bringing in. 41% of the median household monthly income, which was that $74,000 number. So 41% of that number is being used to cover just the principal and interest payments on a median priced home. Let's work through that. We may not understand principal and interest. So when you have a mortgage payment, 9 times out of 10, you have what's called a principal and interest included in there. You also have insurance. You may also have taxes. You may also have PMI. You may also have HOA. So all this money is pulled together, and that's what makes your mortgage payment that you usually pay to your servicer, your mortgage servicer. So take away the taxes, take away the insurance, take away the HOA, take away the PMI, take all of that away. This housing market is so unaffordable. 41% of that $74,000 number. And well, that's on a yearly basis, but we'll break that down later on. But just stay with me. 41% of that monthly income is only going to the principal and interest. That's only on a median priced home. It's a median priced home. But here we are. The median, and again, I'm going to use the same year from the census study. So that was 2022, which is the latest data that we have. Okay, so 2022, this right here, Federal Reserve economic data. Make sure I hope you guys are tapping into this website. I'll have all the websites pinned to the to the link in the bottom of the video. We are living in a time now where, hey, if you're not an economist, you better start reading like one. Q4 of 2022, the median sales price of the of the homes sold in the United States, $479,500. Remember that number. Remember this number. We have 41% of that income on a monthly basis being used for only principal and interest. December 29th, 2022, the 30-year fixed rate mortgage average in the United States was 6.42. We're going to calculate this monthly payment. And again, remember, this monthly payment is only the principal and interest. Only the principal and interest. 6.42, we have 30-year fixed for 79,500. Oh my Lord. $3,006. I gotta hit the iPad for this one. Okay, here we go. So on a median priced home, $479,500. Principal and interest payment, $3,006. $74,580 yearly income. So what's that on a monthly basis? So 74,580 divided by 12. So monthly, $6,215. So 41%. And mind you guys, this is gross. This is not net. This is gross. We get $2,548.15. That is how much of your income 41% is for the person who makes the median income in this country. So if you make the median income, you don't even have enough to cover the principal and interest for a median priced home. What are we going to do, ladies and gentlemen? The reason why I wanted to take this time and break all this stuff down was because I wanted to show you guys exactly what I mean by unaffordable, because unaffordable means, okay, that it means a lot of different things to different people. If I make $1 million a year, oh, of course this is affordable. But if I make the median income per year, this median price home is unaffordable to me. I don't even know if I'd even be able to get qualified. Why is that? Now, some may say interest rates. Some may say, oh, it's low inventory. Some may say, oh, everybody want to buy a house. It's high demand. What is it? It's a lot of factors. Not to go off on a tangent, but this is why I did my last video on inflation. Prices go up over time, and our incomes are supposed to go up with that inflation, which hasn't been happening. So now the prices of everything, and we're specifically talking about the real estate market here, the prices of everything have just gone through the roof. So much that we haven't been able to keep up. And it's created an environment where we are literally priced out. Yes, we have low inventory. Yes, we have tons of demand. And of course, supply, demand high, supply low, price is going to be through the roof. Oh, we had low interest rates, which, okay, that contributed to the high demand. Then we had a whole bunch of economic factors that were like amazing job growth, amazing GDP growth, record increase in earnings during the pandemic. It was a lot of things that contributed to this. Now, what are we doing? A lot of you guys may not know this, but I'm originally from New York, born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. After I got out of college, I looked around. Even in 2014, back then, all the houses in New York were $1 million. So, I mean, this isn't new to us native New Yorkers. I'm looking around, everything $1 million. I'm like, God dang, man, what am I gonna do? I hopped on a plane, came to Dallas, and I started looking around. Hmm, Dallas is pretty cool. How much are those houses over here? $150,000? Okay, I'll take 3 of them. And what's so crazy is when I got here in Dallas, everybody that I met who was from either New York or California or Chicago, they were like, dude, what took you so long? We came here a decade ago. We been left. No lie. If I came to Dallas right after I got out of college, like 2011, graduate college night, if I came straight to Dallas, those 3 years between 2011 and 2014, I probably would be worth $1 million more than I'm worth now. That's how crucial that timing was. I came to Dallas immediately after I finished college. In 2011, I probably right now my net worth would probably be $1 million higher. I wanted to give you guys that picture because that's what everyone has always done. When you live in a place where it's super expensive, you go where it's not expensive. So you leave California and you go to Virginia or you go to South Carolina or you came to Dallas or Arizona, Louisiana. That's what everyone used to do. And people still are doing it, but it just sucks now because you're leaving New York, you're coming here, you're like, dang, the house in New York is $1 million, the house here is $1 million. At least I don't have no income taxes, no state income taxes here in Texas. But I got high property taxes. Am I winning for losing? Let me pull this up. $150,000 income is lower middle class in these high cost cities. Before, when I could just leave the place that got the $1 million homes and come to the place that got the $150,000 homes, everything was cool. But what happens when inflation runs rampant so much that everywhere has $1 million homes? What happens when the unaffordability becomes such a crazy effect on all the households in the country that now $150,000 income is considered lower middle class? How are we going to survive? These are the questions that everyone, at least I hope everyone is asking. Today's economy, making 6 figures is still considered doing quite well. And I would agree. What does everyone? Oh, I want a 6-figure man. Oh, I want to make 6 figures. I make 6 figures. Oh, I'm successful. Okay, great. But what happens when 6 figures is no longer worth 6 figures? This is what happens. However, new research from Go Banking Break showed that in some major US cities, an annual income of $150,000 is only enough to qualify as lower middle class. The median household income is $74,580. What happens if you make the median income? What happens if you make below the median income? What if you make $60,000? How many people right now in this entire country makes over $80,000 a year? What happens even if you break the 6-figure barrier? Hey, I make $120,000. I've made it, but we haven't. $150,000 in Arlington, Virginia means you're considered lower middle class. Lower middle class. You ain't even in the middle of the middle class. You lower middle class. Of course, we got San Francisco. And oh my gosh, what does number 7 say here? Plano, Texas. Remember, because everyone's coming to Dallas because it's more affordable. But in Plano, Texas, $117,000 a year is considered lower middle class. This unaffordability crisis, before it used to only be the New Yorks and the LAs and maybe some parts of Chicago, but it's starting to be everywhere. Everyone is always saying, well, you know what? If I can't move to where it's cheaper, where I can afford the homes, okay, I guess I just gotta rent, right? And if the real estate market is unaffordable, where you can't afford to buy the house, then it's only natural people are going to move to start renting these homes. Unaffordability is a crisis. If it's unaffordable to buy, what about rent? Millions of Americans spend half their paycheck on rent. Here are median rental prices by state. If we have an unaffordability crisis in the real estate market, yes, it's going to hit the home buyers, but it's definitely going to hit the home renters, possibly even more. Here's what renters can expect to pay monthly in each state as of 2022. So we're in 2024 now, which I would probably bet these numbers have probably gone up. New York, $1,507. I already know that's way too low. This is per state. So New York City, you might as well go ahead and double that at least. So we're talking probably $3,000. Okay, but I'm in Texas. What's Texas? $1,251. What about Dallas? What about Frisco? What about Prosper, Salina, Plano? I tell you right now, you're not renting no house for $1,200. Not any desirable location. Another issue that a lot of people don't understand, the impact of this unaffordability, even though it negatively affects both home buyers and home renters, it affects them differently. It affects them differently. You see, everyone says, oh, it's cheaper to rent, it's cheaper to rent, it's cheaper to rent. Yes, and that may be true. It may be cheaper to rent initially. But what about the long term? What does renting give me? Okay, it gives me a cheaper price, but I miss out on ownership. I miss out on home appreciation. I miss out on the tax benefits. Man, is it worth it? Are you really saving when you decide, okay, I'm just not going to buy a house. I'm just going to keep renting. Are you really saving? Because one thing that I tell clients, home ownership, at least in my opinion, this is the long game. Because at the end of the day, where do you want to be 20 years from now, 30 years from now? I'm starting to have conversations with a lot of older people who don't own homes, who are now trying to utilize real estate professionals to help assist them find cheaper places where they can reside, because 9 times out of 10 they have their retirement and they're on a fixed income. So all these crazy market adjustments and high inflation and all these high rent increases, they can't afford it. They can't afford it. Because again, we are going to get old. We're all going to get old. And we all going to want to retire. What's one of the biggest fears you better be thinking about? Homelessness. I don't care where you live in this country. I would bet money that you've seen a crazy increase in the amount of homelessness. Whether you're in New York, whether you're in California, whether you're in Washington, whether you're in Florida, whether you're in Texas, Arizona, the Midwest, everywhere. If you are not careful, if we're not careful, any one of us can end up like this. Many baby boomers across the country are now coming to terms with the hard reality that working for your entire adult life, is no longer enough to guarantee you'll have a roof over your head in your later years. That petrifies me. Older adults are now the fastest growing segment of America's homeless population. That petrifies me. That's why I make sure that whenever I'm dealing in real estate, I'm thinking long term. When I'm 60, I do not want to worry about having a roof over my head. I don't mean to sound all doom and gloom. I want to educate you guys about the seriousness of what's going on. The decisions that you make today, the decisions that you make tomorrow can possibly have lasting effects on your circumstances 10 years from now, 20 years from now. We are in an unaffordability crisis. Please go back and listen to my video on inflation. It is absolutely important. The next video after this video will provide some solutions that I have taken to try to deal with this unaffordability crisis. Like, comment, subscribe to the YouTube page is absolutely important. One of the main reasons why I decided to do this page and make these videos is because of all these conversations and all these experiences I'm having with people. And this is going to be extremely valuable information. If you do have any questions, comments, concerns, put them in the chat. If you have any ideas or any topics you want me to talk about, please go ahead and let me know. We got to make good financial decisions. And I plan to help you guys by providing you more valuable content. This is Kareem with NewTX Realty. Until the next time.